Hey guys, how's everyone doing, and welcome to my muscle up tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you guys on how to learn a muscle up, and the video is going to be really detailed. Now before you start learning your first muscle up, you must have some general training, and the general training that's required is knowing how to do about 7 to 10 regular pull-ups. Now if you don't know how to do the pull-ups really well, then I have a link over here in the corner for you guys to watch, and in the video I show how to learn your first pull-up and how to improve a pull-ups. Now the pull-ups that we'll need for the muscle up is not how to do the regular pull-ups like I showed you guys, and you must know how to do them pretty well. So they don't have to be perfect pull-ups, but you have to be able to pick yourself up all the way to the chin, so all the way here. So you can't be just a bit barely. It has to be all the way up to the chin here, and you have to be able to lock out. So you have to do at least 7 of those pull-ups consecutively without jumping down from the pull-up bar. So now this is the kind of a muscle up that you guys should aim for in the beginning. So the first exercise that we're going to start working on slowly is learning how to do a high pull-up. A high pull-up is going to look like this. Now for the high pull-up, we're not focusing on just pulling ourselves up. To be able to do the high pull-up, you will have to keep in the air. So this is how it's going to look like. We're going to give a little swing, and we're just basically going to throw ourselves up. And that's going to be the motion that we're going to need to be able to go to the first parts of the muscle up like this. Now, like I mentioned in the earlier clip, when we're doing the high pull-up, all we have to do is give ourselves a small swing. We don't have to do a big swing. So we're doing a small swing. Once we're on that side, all we're doing is we're basically pushing away from the pull-up bar like that. We're not pulling towards ourselves. Now, the mistake that a lot of times people do is when they're on that side, they're basically stopping. They're doing a little swing. Once they come here, they stop, and then they try to pull themselves up. So this is how the mistake looks like. So they do a little swing. Once they're on this side, they stop, and then they try to pull themselves up like that. So this is not the motion that we need for the muscle up. The motion that we need is while we're swinging towards that side, we're not supposed to stop. It has to be a one motion movement. So when we're swinging, we're here, and we're coming out right away. We're not stopping and then trying to pick ourselves up. So make sure you refrain from that mistake. And don't forget, when we're doing a little swing, we're pushing ourselves away from the pull-up bar. We're not pulling towards the pull-up bar. So that's what you guys have to focus on. Now, it was pretty hard for me as well to learn this exercise. And even though I was pulling myself away from the pull-up bar, it was still hard to understand on how to do it. Now, what helped me a lot is, when I was hanging on the pull-up bar, what I did was, I basically tried to push myself ahead of time. Now, what I mean by that is, so I'm hanging like this on the pull-up bar. Now this is how it's going to look like. So I tried this out, and I thought, hey, why not try it out and see if this is gonna help? So what I did was, when I was doing a little swing like this, what I did was, as you guys see, I bent my arms ahead of time. So by bending your arms ahead of time when I'm on this side, I'm already giving myself enough time to be able to keep right away. So this is what helped me a lot. So while you guys are swinging towards this side, bend the head and get ready to throw yourself ahead of time. Now, and don't forget that when we're doing the high pull-up, we're using our knees to keep in the air. You have to use both of your legs to be able to keep. You cannot do a real high pull-up without keeping. If you're gonna try to do it without keeping, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to do it with a swing, but I'm not gonna keep. So as you guys can see, it wasn't really high at all. Now if I keep, this is how it's going to look like. Now we're going to do a little swing, like this, and going to skip. As you guys see, I went much higher, and that way it'll be much easier to learn the first parts of the muscle. So if you guys are still having trouble on figuring out how to do the high pull-up on the taller pull-up bar when you're hanging in the air, what you can do is, if you have a smaller pull-up bar, which you can use, then you can try it on the smaller pull-up bar. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to do the same movements when we're doing the high pull-up, but except we're just going to touch the ground completely. So when we're going to hang, we're not going to let go from the ground with our feet. So what we're going to do is, we're going to swing like this. So we're just going to keep on swinging, and then we're going to basically jump from the ground, and we're going to pull towards away from the pull-up bar, and that way it'll be much easier for your muscle to basically understand the movement. Once you do that a bunch of times, you should be able to learn on how to do it on a taller pull-up bar. So Richard is going to show you guys right now how it should look like. you're going to do the same thing as in the taller pull-up bar, except you're not gonna let go from the ground. You're gonna keep touching it with your legs and just do a swing, and then you're just gonna jump from the ground. Like that. One more time, Richard, please. And jump from the ground. And pull yourselves away from the pull-up bar. There we go. So now that you guys got the high pull-up down, now it's time to switch it up and try out the first parts of the muscle up. Now when we're going to do the first parts of the muscle up, we're going to basically use the high pull-up movements, except we're not going to pull ourselves away from the pull-up bar, except we're going to do the kip, throw ourselves up, and push towards the bar like this. So this is how it's going to look like. So we're going to do a little swing. And once we throw ourselves up, we go forward towards the bar like this. And you should be on the bar like that. So now that you guys got the first parts of the muscle up down, the next thing that we're going to switch is to the second part. Now all you guys need to do for the second part is bar dips. Now you can do those bar dips at a pull-up bar, a dip bar, anything that you can find that has a bar which you can use. Now for the dip bars, what we're going to do is we're going to go on top of a bar. And so what we're going to do is, all we're going to do is just lower ourselves to the chest in here. Like this. And keep going. So make sure you lower yourself to the chest. Or if you want better experience and training from it, then lower yourself even lower than the chest. Now to make this exercise much more effective and get much more experience out of it is to make it wider. And to make sure that you also don't make it too close like this, because it's not going to be comfortable to do it. As you can see, it's not comfortable at all. So if you want more experience from it, make it wider, but also don't make it too wide. Because if you make it way too wide, as you can see, I won't be able to do it at all. So make it, let's say this is the regular grip, make it a bit more like this. And it should be harder to do it like that. And you get more training from it. Now keep doing this exercise until a point that you'll be able to do about 7 to 10 of these consecutively without dying out. Once you learn how to do that, then you'll be able to do the second part for the muscle. So if it's very difficult for you to do the bar dips, what you can do is start off slowly. So you don't have to, of course, pull yourself towards the chest. What you can do in the beginning is start off a little bit by little bit. Now, just go down just a bit and just slowly keep training until you get used to it to be able to go down lower and lower like this. Now, some exercises that help out with bar dips is push-ups and dips on the dip bar if you have a dip bar. So these two exercises are going to be really helpful and they'll strengthen the right muscles that you need to be able to do the bar dips. And basically that's it for the muscle up tutorial. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see everyone later.